What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Allegaeon, entitled Elements of the Infinite. This is released on Metal Blade Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very technical, philosophical, science-themed style of melodic death metal. Over the course of the last 4 years or so, Allegaeon have been a band that have given me such great enjoyment with their musical stylings, their lyrical themes, and just the fact that they're overall such fun people. The first time I had ever heard this band was their 2010 debut full-length entitled Fragments of Form and Function. Now, prior to that, they had came out with a self-titled EP, which I thought was really, really cool. But the debut album picked up a lot of different ideas and showcased the kind of impressive traits that this band could bring to the table. Great musical stylings. I love the guitar work. I just love the musicianship, the songwriting, the lyric writing. Very, very incredible stuff. Very out there sort of material. But then I felt that they reached their full potential with 2012's Form Shifter. I thought Form Shifter was just amazing. I thought they took everything from the first album, tweaked it, made things that much more better, and delivered an absolutely phenomenal record. And, yeah. Moving on to the next year after that, 2013, there seemed to be a little bit of a change in this band. Of course, on the previous record, they worked with a different drummer, but moving into 2013, there seemed to be a bit of a shift in lineup change. Once again, getting another new drummer and a new guitar player, because I witnessed that firsthand live when I saw them last year with Wretched, Abiotic, and Rivers of Nihil. They're absolutely amazing live, Allegaeon are, and it also shows you that these guys are just absolutely wonderful people. They are fun people to be around. They don't take themselves too seriously, but when it comes to their musical craft, they get things they get things done tremendously. And moving on, I was very interested to hear what this new recorded lineup would sound like, because I didn't know really what to think. When they announced that there was going to be a new Allegaeon record, I was very, very stoked and excited for it. And now here we are with Elements of the Infinite. This is their third full-length album. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 58 minutes in length. And this is by far the longest Allegaeon album they've done yet. But in this album being their longest, I would have to say this is their most ambitious, their most ballsy, and their most out-there sort of record yet. I like the way this album starts off with the track Threshold of Perception. It sounds like one of those introductions to an action film. It has an action film sort of mentality when you first get to the opening acoustic guitar moments of the record. And then moving on to more over-the-top symphonic sort of moments, you already get the cinematic sort of feelings you're going to expect on this record. And then once that's out of the way, it's Allegaeon business as usual. And I think they've crafted another very, very well-versed piece of death metal going on here. As with any Allegaeon record, you're going to get a smoldering amount of great guitar work, and honestly, I think this new guitar player, Michael, really handles himself quite well. What I loved about the first two Allegaeon records was the guitar interplay between both Greg and Ryan. They both suited each other and complemented each other very well. I love their guitar work. I love their solos. I love their interplay. I just love the charisma that gets showcased every time you hear a riff, every time you hear a lead, every time you hear a solo. But on Elements of the Infinite, it pretty much seems like a seamless transition from Greg and Ryan to Greg and Michael. And I think they both are phenomenally talented guitar players. Of course, Greg getting a lot more of a chance to showcase his guitar playing skills, being as classically trained as he is. He showcases a great deal of wealth within the first couple of tracks of this album, notably songs like Threshold of Perception and Dyson Sphere. Just some really, really incredible guitar riff work going on here. Michael handles himself quite well here too. I really enjoy his guitar playing skills. He is a great guitar player. As I said previously, I got to witness him play firsthand live. He is incredible. He can play very, very well. He delivers some incredible riff work here. But going back to Greg, his guitar work is just impeccable here. I love his riffs. I love his solo work. I love the acoustic moments of this album. There's more to the acoustics than meets the eye here, which I'll get into later in this review. But as far as the guitars are concerned, once again, absolutely incredible. Both of these guys deliver what they set out to do. Great, great riff work, incredible solo work, great melodies, so very catchy. Pretty much if you are accustomed to what you've heard from Allegaeon in the past, you're going to hear some great, great riffs and guitar moments going on here. Moving on to the bass, Corey is a great bass player, and I think he delivers probably his best performance here with Elements of the Infinite. Really, really incredible bass tone, especially for a band that has such a clean and polished sound. You would expect the bass guitar to get some very, very equally deserving sound treatments, and I think you hear the bass work tremendously here on this album. Going on to tracks like Gravimetric Time Dilation and the sequel song that's on here, Biomech 2, which I should also mention, it kind of feels as though it picks up where the first Biomech song left off. I think it's really, really incredible how that song starts off. But really, I think Corey steals the show with his bass tone, and I think it shows very, very well. He plays it very good. It's very technical, very well executed, very articulate. And pedaling back a little bit to the guitar here, I want to say that a lot of the riff work and the way the guitars are structured, it just sounds so... It feels like you're putting a puzzle together, jigsaw puzzle of some sorts, and it's very, very patient, very, very methodical. But the way the way the guitar playing is being done here, I just really think it's amazing. Greg, Michael, and Corey on the bass are very, very intricate weavers of delivering great music, and it's well showcased here with the guitar and bass performances here. Moving on to the drums, I think the drums sound really, really awesome here. This new drummer, Brandon, really, really gets the job done here. I love his speed, I love his syncopation, and I love his timing. He has a lot of great, great timing to be brought forth here. I love his quick fills, his fast double bass, just a lot of diversity and a lot of great, great moments to be had here, especially towards this album's longer tracks. There are songs that pretty much range from within 5 to 6 to almost 13 minutes in length, and I think as a drummer he definitely showcases his will and his stamina. I think he's a really, really great drummer, and he definitely shows why he's earned his spot as the new drummer of Allegaeon. He's got a great, great set of drumming skills to accompany him. Very entertaining too. And moving on to the more atmospheric sort of aspects of this album, I'm noticing a heavy emphasis on symphonic moments. Very much a lot of orchestration, a lot of usage of choirs. It's not on the entire album, but when you do hear those moments, I definitely think it's very fitting to this album's story and concept. It almost seems as if there's going to be instances where you get thrown off by the whole symphonics and elaborate orchestrations going on here, but then you think back again to this band's lyrical stylings and themes, and I think it suits this album's concept very, very nicely. And moving on to the vocals, Ezra is an amazing frontman. He is such a colorful person. I love his charisma, the faces he makes when he delivers his vocals. He's just got an incredible personality to him, and he has, over the years, he showcased why he is the voice of the band, and once again showcasing how he can deliver his vocals in a very, very awesome manner. I'm noticing a little more emphasis on low growls. I would normally recognize Ezra for his mid-range to high-end sort of growls and screams, but I'm noticing a little bit more of an emphasis on lower growls, which I think is very cool, but more likely than anything, I'm more at attention when I hear Ezra's higher sort of growls and mid-range screams. I think they're really, really good here. He has a great vocal presence, a great delivery in his vocal styles, and I think he's really, really reached his peak in some ways as a songwriter and a lyric writer. Because one thing about Allegaeon that you got to understand is that the lyrics are very, very scientific, very, very smart, very witty. Of course, songs, once again going back to tracks like Dyson Sphere to even 1.618, really, really incredible lyrical content being brought forth with those tracks. But then moving on later on into this album, you get to tracks like Biomech 2, and then the big grand finale of this record, Genocide for Praise, Vows for the Vitruvian Man, which, by the way, is the third track in a Vows trilogy. Of course, the previous two records being Biomech Vows number 666 and 12 Vows for the Legions. This third track is just absolutely stunning, and lyrically, I think it's incredible and probably one of the best songs I've heard all year this year. It's just phenomenal what this band is setting out to do and reaching new strides with their sound. So overall, I think this is another really incredible album within Allegaeon's discography. I honestly don't know if I like this more than I do Form Shifter, but I think Elements of the Infinite is its own special kind of beast. I really, really love what's being put forth here with Elements of the Infinite. I love the lyric writing. I love the songwriting. I love the shift changes, the acoustics, the riffs, the bass tones, the drum fills, the growls and screams. Just a lot of great moments to be had here, and if you're a fan of what Allegaeon have put out in the past, you're going to find something to enjoy with Elements of the Infinite. I think this is a really, really fun release. So if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Threshold of Perception, Dyson Sphere, 1.618, Gravimetric Time Dilation, Biomech 2, and of course the closing track, Genocide for Praise. So I'm going to leave you some links to some selected songs that are currently streaming from this album, most notably Dyson Sphere and 1.618. I will leave you a link to purchase the album, and I will also leave you a link to my good buddy Bedside Reviews. He also did a review of this album, so feel free to check that out. Also my good buddy Coverkillernation. I'll link you his review too, just in case you want to hear what he has to say about it. You can catch this band on tour later in the coming weeks with Chimera. They will be touring with Chimera, so if they happen to come near you, definitely check them out if you're interested. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is Elements of the Infinite by Allegaeon. This is released on Metal Blade Records. Definitely check this out. And I'm going to give this a very, very strong 8.5 out of 10. Really, really incredible melodic death metal. That's just amazing. Allegaeon are an amazing band. So I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Army Ho out.